My project is the Healthy Manhood Initiative. And I chose that project after years of working in violence prevention and seeing how concepts of unhealthy manhood contributed to violence, all types of violence, gun, gang, intimate partner, bullying, and sexual assault. And so what I hope to accomplish in this community is to galvanize a movement of men who are interested in learning about healthy concepts of masculinity and really examining what they've learned growing up, what manhood means and what it probably really means.
Right. Our work in general is focused on men, nonviolent men, which is the majority of men. While we're the majority of men, we're also silent as men. So when I envision the world, I want to envision a world where, as our mission statement at A Call to Men says, a world where men and boys are loving and respectful, and women and girls are valued and safe. That's the world we're working to create. Is why when we talk about A Call to Men, we talk about it as the next generation of manhood. We have a respect and understanding of the urgency of now. We're clear about that. But we're invested in the next generation of manhood, knowing that it's going to really take time before we make the changes that we want to see. It's important for me, to help men see my inconsistencies and challenges in my, experience, to help them to know that it's an ongoing process. It doesn't help the cause at all when men get to that cocky place of, I got it, I don't need any help, and I'm off and running. We become dangerous then, It's more important that we stay humble, we stay teachable, we stay connected, we stay part of the process together. And in order for men to understand that, if I'm the educator, I have to make myself vulnerable in the process. The experience I had here with the men today was a very loving experience, and the men were wide open. It wasn't, like I was in here, pulling, from them and really working hard to get them to communicate. That wasn't the experience at all. I firmly believe that when we create space for men to come together and talk, we'll come together and talk. I don't think you noticed an experience here where men were short of the answers. They just need a space created and said, let's have the conversation. And so I'm very hopeful of the future, and I've seen great change in men. And what we really want to do is help men, good men, really develop a voice to really begin to speak against violence against women, primarily, which is the foundation of our work, but it would also help us to speak to just humankind and being good people. It will expand beyond its generic focus just into healthy men. We believe that the more we promote healthy, respectful, loving, responsible manhood, the more we will actually decrease, the various forms of violence that women experience at the hands of men as well. A big help has been, when I first started doing the work, we just was specifically focusing on domestic and sexual violence. And while that's still at the foundation and the core of our work, what we did was expand to begin to talk about being healthy men, with an understanding that healthy, respectful, responsible, loving manhood decreases domestic and sexual violence. So if we focus on that, we'll be doing what our goal is. And once we open ourselves to just talk to men about being healthy men, the door is open. The doors that were closed open. It's rare that a man is not going to want to talk about being healthy men. That just doesn't happen that often. And so the doors have opened, and we're talking to men everywhere, and women, but we're inviting into circles of men that just would not have been open to the conversation before. So it's been a wonderful experience. I'm extremely hopeful.
And I think that men and women working as allies in the movement, since women have primarily been on the forefront of this movement from the very beginning. And I just think that men and women working together work, because men tend to listen to other men, right?
Right.
So I feel like women bringing the concept into the community and partnering with men and having men developed as leaders to talk to other men and boys is very important. And so I hope that we can talk to youth about what healthy masculinity means by first having the conversation with the men in their lives. People like you who go into these centers and have the fatherhood classes, and coaches and educators and all types of men, fathers, everybody who's working with boys already, to just have this open conversation and dialogue about what it means to be a man. You know, we typically tell men not to cry as boys. And that's, for me, the worst thing you could do. If I couldn't cry, and if somebody was suppressing my emotions that way, I'd probably be a violent person as well. And so I just think talking about that and just re-examining how we talk to boys and how we're socializing boys to suppress feelings, and that the only acceptable emotion is anger. I just don't think we're doing boys a service. So that's just want to open up the conversation in this community, and hopefully by doing that we don't have a huge violence problem here, but I'm hoping to get on the front end of that and, you know, make it a prevention thing, so that we don't ever have to come to a community event where something happens and we're trying to intervene.